such a manner, at such rates of interest, and upon such other terms and conditions as the bank sees it fit, and the foreign currency which it may be considered expedient and good for the country. So it says, so all these loans, Mr. Chairman, they were the ministerial consent, and there were legal opinions from the Attorney General's office. So when my job, I told you I'm in the if I do that part, and I don't see anywhere in the acts where I'm supposed to have that other compliance function. That's why I said, Chairman, we are here to discuss and for you to provide us with that other guidance. But otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, as a bank, we did all what we did in terms of the Act, the Reserve Bank Act.
Now, we are now asking our question. Why has the bank borrowed money externally without Parliament approving the law? We are now asking you that question. We can spend here the whole day until you answer that question.
I don't, I go by the Act. There is no way in this Act, Mr.
Are you saying that the government, that the Reserve Bank is above the Constitution?
No, I'm saying...
Are you saying the Reserve Bank is above the Constitution?
Minister, the minister here is given power by the Act, by Parliament, which approves this Act, to act in the manner it is.
Are you aware of the provisions of Section 327 of the Constitution?
Yes, sir.
What does it say?
They are talking about the public...
What does Section 327 of the Constitution say?
It talks about the reporting of the debt.
No, it doesn't talk about
that public finance money.
It does not talk about the reporting. Can the lawyer help you? Webster, what does Section 327 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe say? And while you are at it, can you tell us whether you as the Reserve Bank, you are above the Constitution of Zimbabwe? Is the Reserve Bank above the Constitution of Zimbabwe? Or put more simply, is the RBZ Act superior to the Constitution of Zimbabwe? Comrade Webster, you were brought by the government transfer agent.
Yes. The Reserve Bank Act, sorry, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Act is subservient to the Constitution. It's not above the Constitution.
Thank you.
But however, yes, our
tell us what Section 327 says and why the bank has been not in compliance. Why the bank has not brought its loans to Parliament for approval.
Maybe
through the relevant ministry.
If I may explain from our mandate. Our mandate is spelled out in the Act, in the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Act. I think it's a question of who does what. Once we have complied with what is in the Act, our mandate is limited. We cannot do everything. What we have to do is what is within the four corners of the law that governs us, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Act.
Are you saying you don't have a duty to seek parliamentary approval through your minister? Are you saying you don't have a duty?
Yes, in terms of the Act, we do not have that duty.
No, but you can't run away from that. You have a duty. When you read the website as a lawyer, when you read any provision in the RBZ Act or in any act for that matter, you must add in a silent unwritten provision subject to the Constitution. You must read that in. You are above the Constitution.
This time we are not, and we cannot.
The Constitution says that don't kill. Are you saying you need the minister to say kill or not kill?
We are not about the Constitution. We are not going to do, and we are not.
Why has the Reserve Bank not brought these loans to Parliament through the minister?
Because
it is required by Section 327 of the Act.
Mr. If you get what I said carefully, I said all the loans, they would be still of consent. Now, if they are supposed to go to Parliament, then it means that they don't come through the Reserve Bank. They will come through what? The minister. And therefore, if if a minister gives the consent, it means that it's sent to reason that the bills are supposed what? To then report what? To Parliament. But then you can't therefore say, as a Reserve Bank, why didn't your laws come to Parliament? Because when this was here, I said
yes, because you are the contracting part. You are the contracting part. These are your dates. So you've got a duty of care to the next year.
Mr. Chairman, we are discussing.
Yes.
They are saying, I mean, let's go a spade a spade. We contract according to the Reserve Act. We have got a ministerial consent. There is a legal opinion from the Attorney General's office. The fact that we are of the view that this young word could have gone through up the line to what the way you could explain. So you can't therefore say, you can't take this responsibility that we are accountable for them to go that side. Because what we are accountable for, we've done. And we did it justice for.
And it's even more dangerous, John. It's more dangerous, Gavin. Your loan is actually not valid. In other words, someone can actually sue you for paying all those people you've been paying, unless approved by Parliament. So let me just read it to you. It says, Section 327, an international treaty which has been concluded or executed by the President or under the President's authority. I didn't bring a bed student.
I know we're talking about compliance.
Yes.
I think.
So in other words, John, before you pay, the precondition is that Parliament must actually approve.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. So when you have made the payment on those loans, you've actually been acting illegal.
Mr. Chairman, I'm in pain to try to tell the committee here two things. That all the laws that we contracted, the ministerial consent, one. Number two, the Attorney General's office legal opinion. Now,
but those things mean nothing, John.
No.
The Constitution is above all those things.
No, what I'm saying, try to put you a chairman, which you are seeing, but you don't see chairman, is that.
But I can't see. You can't persuade me. You can't seduce me to see it.
That's what I'm trying to see. To tell you so you can see that we should see that my mandate as a government center plan is limited by the.
No.
I'm trying to say chairman,
because no loan, you can't actually draw down before Parliament.
Chairman, I thought we were moving on. That my mandate goes on to say what happens subsequent to this one. It means that since we are borrowing half of all the president and my minister, it means that what was left was now the minister take what they want to Parliament. I don't sit in Parliament.
No, Governor, with respect.
Yes.
The Constitution is saying your loan is invalid unless approved by Parliament. So you can't even draw down. So you have an obligation to ensure that Parliament is given the approval. You actually got an obligation. And when you do a drawdown or when you repay, you're actually acting against the laws of Zimbabwe. So some clever lawyer can actually sue you to say you paid Africans in bank on such a date when Parliament is not approved. So you don't have the casual interest in whether Parliament is approved or not. You are duty bound to ensure that Parliament is approved.
Mr. Chairman, going forward, point taken, we shall.
It's not a point.
Mr. Chairman, we are saying that we've taken point from taken note of the point. Going forward, we can tell you today that what we did was within the Reserve Act, and what we did was the ministerial consent. What we did is legal opinion, and what we did was the national interest of this country. Otherwise, going forward, definitely we shall advise the minister that minister, can you please take this one loans to Parliament of Zimbabwe so they can get approval. Thank you, Chair.
In your wisdom, John, when you feel that you owe the country an approach,
Mr. Chairman,
it's your decision. I'm not asking you to.
I'm very honest with you.
Yeah.
Chairman, let's not forget this.
Yeah.
When you're a minister of finance yourself.
No.
No, wait. No.
Please.
Mr. Chairman, I don't want when people are in privilege.
The bank has borrowed almost $1 billion, which Parliament is not approved.
Mr. Chairman.
That's in the central bank feel that it owes Zimbabwe.
Mr. Chairman, I'm one of the person in this country with institutional memory.
Yes.
Vote yourself as the Minister of Finance.
Let's not go into this.
I vote in my files.
No.
I vote in my files.
No, John.
The loans that you yourself
John.
also signed are going to Reserve Bank. And such loans, they never went to Parliament. And now today, you tell me that as a failed. I think, Chairman, that is I can tell you one loan, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
The first one that we did, myself and yourself, and the former Prime Minister. No, let's go expect respect. No, let's go, no, it's okay.
I'm ruling you out of order. We are not discussing my tenure as Minister of Finance. We are asking that, and you were not even governed. So you, unless you want to speak for governor, go no. So I'm asking you as the chairman of the board of governors that a few minutes ago has just told us that it has borrowed almost $1 billion outside the provisions of the constitution. And I'm saying in your wisdom, as a Christian, you don't feel that the bank owes this parliament and the people of Zimbabwe an apology for non-compliance. Yes or no? If you don't want, that's fine.
Mr. Chairman, I expect the people of Zimbabwe to thank Mangudya for having done this thing.
For having broken the law.
Not breaking the law. Not the law, but for having contracted the loans.
Honorable Matsumuri, you're the supplementary chief. You are the owner of the question. Do you need any supplement? I will start with you. Okay. Honorable Matsumuri, on this one, we want to move to another topic.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say.
So, Honorable Matsumuri and Honorable Makan.
Yeah, I think what I just wanted to say.
Is that VG? Okay.
I just wanted to make a short comment, saying that the Reserve Bank Governor and the bank itself are also advisors to the Ministry of Finance. And under those circumstances, I think if you were also reading the provisions of the Reserve Bank Act and also the Constitution, you should have always advised the Ministry that once we have done that, this must end up in Parliament. And I think it is your responsibility to advise the minister.
I think that's not a question, that's a...
Yeah, I said it's a comment.
Thank you, Chairman. Mine is very simple. I just want clarity. Was the governor aware that the minister had not approached Parliament? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. Was he aware that the minister had not run the bill through Parliament?
No.
So the minister has approached Parliament?
No, because it was just whether you or don't know.
So are you saying you are not aware that the government is not approached Parliament?
I was not aware. But what I know is that on one of the loans here, the new one, the Jimbo, it was in the advice Parliament.
No, the question is not whether the minister knows. The minister obviously knows.
No, I said...
The question is, are you as the chairperson of the board of the governors of the Reserve Bank and also the esteemed governor of the Republic of the Reserve Bank of the Republic of Zimbabwe, are you not aware that the successive ministers have not been approaching Parliament in terms of Section 327?
So I'm saying that I wasn't aware.
I'm not aware.
That they are not. Yes. Because I know I saw one of the loans in the asset. Jumbo.
Sorry, Chairman, my second question was on the same issue as to the security.
But hold on, Comrade Makam. Is that reasonable from a governor? Is that reasonable? Is that reasonable that when you know there's a constitution that says the minister must go to Parliament, that you actually don't follow up, and then you can say to this committee, I didn't know? Because we must make a finding of that. We must make a finding when we report to Parliament. We've got a duty to make a finding. Because you see, we have to answer this question, Comrade John. We have to answer whether the non-compliance with the constitution was willful and deliberate or it was through ignorance. We have to answer that question. That question is material because any of the two possible answers has got consequences on the recommendations which will make to Parliament. So did the Central Bank not know that the government through the Minister of Finance was not bringing its loans for approval by Parliament as is required by Section 327 of the Constitution?
It was not done willful and second, that some of the loans,
is that a reasonable answer from a prudent diligent government? Is that a reasonable answer?
Yes, because
I think we have to make a determination.
Mr. Chairman, some of the loans were approved. They went through the parliament. But some of them...
How many lawyers are employed at the central bank? How many lawyers? Some of them have got first-class degrees. How many lawyers are employed at the central bank?
There are 6.
Yeah. You agree that some of them have got first-class degrees from universities like Cambridge? Thank you. Any other question?
I do have one.
I think we can proceed.
Oh,
Mr.
sorry,
Chairman.
Honorable Vijay.
Sorry, Chairman, supplementary.
Let's proceed, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Vijay is the last one on this point.
Let him proceed.
Vijay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. My question goes to the Reserve Governor. What measures have been put to ensure a microeconomically stable environment as a key panacea to the current financial crisis?
I wanted us to exhaust the loan issue, so I'll come back to you. The loan contraction. Is there any honorable member of the loan contraction question? Honorable Makam, with the follow-up.
Chairman, I just wanted to know on these loans, these securities, can we request that from the Governor?
Yes, the 2 loans, they are future export receivables. I don't know whether it makes sense to you.
It makes good sense to me,
Yes,
but for how long?
For 5 years.
Thank you.
What we are basically doing, the honorable member of parliament, is that we are spreading our cases. Because each day, our requirements in Zimbabwe are not cannot be met by our foreign currencies that we've got. So we always have these loans to show that this we meet those troughs in running of the economy.
Can you make a commitment as a central bank that you commit the country's export receivables for a future? Can you mortgage the country's exports without parliamentary approval? Comrade Governor, is that not Aguskusha Matkire? Can you do that? Can you mortgage the country's export receivables without parliamentary scrutiny? Anyway, can we ask for copies of the loan agreements and the term sheets? So we are now moving on. Chief, you are done. So we're now moving on to what? Honorable Mpari was the time limit. Let's just say 2 weeks. We give them 2 weeks. Copies of the loan agreements and the term sheets, and also the letters, the Comrade Governor, from the lawyers, from the Attorney Generals, and also the ministers, the written whatever required by section 9 or 7. So we are moving on to.
Before we move on, Chairman.
Huh? Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Chairman, just a follow-up on Honorable Makam's question. When the Governor says export receivables for 5 years, who are these exporters?
Comrade Governor.
All receivables.
So let's move on to the next topic. I don't know which honorable member is leading on that. We are doing what? Overdraft, the central government. Okay. We are now moving on, Governor, to the overdraft facility with the central bank, by the central bank. Honorable Mparioma.
Thank you, Chair. My first question is, I want the Governor to inform this Augusta House on how much the government has actually borrowed from the RBZ from the years 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017 up to 2018.
Chairman, thank you again for the question. we can advise that we don't have the 2014 the current position, but we can also give you the historical. But the current amount is 2.99 billion overdraft as it is the 31st of December 2018. But then we can give you the historical.
I'd like a historical breakdown. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2018.
Yes, can I also get to know on whether the amounts were coming from bank balance sheet or from bank deposits?
The borrowing of government is in two forms.
Yes.
When the treasury bills, the coupon rate need to pay from an overdraft, and when those treasury bills mature, they hit the overdraft of government. So those are the main ways it will be increased. So when government issues a treasury bill, they got this tenure on maturity, just like a check. A treasury bill just like a check. When that check matures, then it goes into the account. But they are the issuance. The issuer of that check or the treasury bill. Its interest, if it is still running, the coupon rate also hits that account. That's how the fluctuations normally okay. And when we also did the Reserve Bank did Assumption Act, the 1.4 billion, which was authorized by Parliament, all those treasury bills were issued, and then they are not maturing. They now hit that account. Those are the way it's normally operates.
Can I then further provoke my main question, Chair, in relation to compliance? As to
just before we go to compliance, I don't think your question has been asked, has been answered. Governor, the question by Honorable Mpariwa is, the loans you have lent to government as an institution, as the central bank, where is the money coming from? Is it coming from your balance sheet, or it is coming from bank deposits deposited within the bank?
It is coming
where is the source?
It's coming from our balance sheet in the sense that we have got a Reserve Bank savings bonds, which are subscribed to by individuals, corporate firms in Zimbabwe. So they come to our balance sheet. And then it is on that balance sheet item that we then lend through this overdraft mechanism. So on one hand we've got assets, on the other hand we've got liabilities. Our liability is to pay is our deposits that come to us instead of bonds. The asset becomes this one, which is a lender.
I think I can see supplementary on this point. Can I allow supplementary on this point?
Yeah, Chair, I just wanted the government to confirm. If the government, you are saying that the money that you are lending to government, you talked about 3 billion. 3 billion. And you are saying it's coming from your balance sheet. And I just want to find out if indeed it is true. From your asset side of your balance sheet, where are you standing at the 31 December 2018?
What I say is that as the 28th of December 2018, the savings bonds were 3.2 billion. These are savings bonds, which is people, individuals, corporates buy our instruments. So we are able to pay them back the money. Now, in the books of accounts, the asset now is this 2.9. So 3.2 is bigger than 2.9.
I think you are using fancy words now. using fancy words. If you say, and we shall want proof of this, if you say we financed the government debt through service bonds, you are basically saying you have borrowed in order to lend to the government of Zimbabwe.
Mr. Chairman, money is fungible. You can say that.
No. Yeah. So am I correct? Are we correct there?
Mr. Chairman.
So the bank has borrowed.
The role of any bank in this world is to have deposits and assets. If you go to the Standard Partners Bank, they don't lend from their money. They lend from what? They take deposits.
Yes.
And they lend them.
Yes.
So that the same.
So now you are agreeing with the Honorable Parliament.
No, but
yeah, because Honorable Parliament's condition was that you have borrowed from people's deposits in your bank. It's not your money.
It was
and that is what you have used to pay to lend to government.
That's a different connotation, Chairman. The content of that one means that we took someone's money and paid that's why. That's not true. Because we never force anyone to buy the savings bonds in the Reserve Bank. Thank you.
But you do confirm that.
But if I take people's RTGS.
Hold on, chairperson of the board. But you do confirm that the government, the central bank is lending to government that which it does not have, that which it has borrowed from the market.
We don't borrow, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
It's a long-term years. These are called savings bonds.
Yeah, but it's a debt
to the bank. I don't know where you're coming to, where you're going.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you,
you agree that the bonds are a debt to the bank, which the bank is to repay.
Mr. That's true. That at a given point in time.
So it's a loan to the bank.
That's why I said a commercial bank. That's how they all run institutions.
Yes.
So
is that what you're also doing?
So
you're also doing that?
We find ways of funding it.
Yeah.
So we don't take a deposit funds.
Yeah. You take whose funds?
No, we don't.
You take whose funds?
That's different.
You take whose funds?
If we're taking money from the other
you take whose funds, Comrade John? Whose funds are you taking in order to lend to the government?
We used the investment in the bank.
In the form of bank deposits?
No. No, so in the form of what saving deposits.
In the form of, yeah. So we have savings deposits, bank deposits.
No,
so we are agreed. We are agreed.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
We are agreeing.
Our question is, Parliament,
we are agreeing.
You as the central bank, you have taken our deposits in ordinary Zimbabwe and you have lent that to government.
No, Mr. Chairman. I mean,
so where have you gotten the $2.9 billion that you have lent to government? In very simple terms, I speak clearly so that Mangudya can come here again.
That my investments, not my deposits. So they are different. You are a lawyer and
can you break down the investments?
I've told you.
Can you give us a breakdown?
I've told you these are savings bonds. Which are
we've got one savings bonds.
No, that's one. Saving bonds. Saving bonds.
What else?
No, those are 2.2 billion. First are 2.9.
But I think the question is very simple. That money belongs to people that is actually invested. Deposited that money with you.
Not deposited, invested. Please, let's use the right language.
Okay.
We are talking about invested in us, not deposited us.
No, but what do you mean when you say invested?
Okay, deposit at the central bank, honorable.
I mean, from a bank perspective, my thinking and my understanding of the bank is that when those monies that you are saying you are being given as savings bonds, they are money that you are actually being given by the, when they call them investors, when they call them depositors, the bottom line is that money is not RB's money per se. It's money that belongs to those depositors.
We said at the central bank, we talk about deposits. They are called deposits when the banks bring the money under other TGS. Those are their deposits. When someone buys an instrument, it's called investment. And I'm saying, in simple terms, that when you lend from an investment, it's not only from a deposit of someone, but in general terms. But in specific is what it's an investment. Because we're not wasting to come to what to buy is an investment. But why are they buying the 7 bonds? It's because they got too much money on their positions. And therefore they want the return. So they're buying from me because of deposit. They are buying because they want to use the return. Because if they are deposit on us, we don't give any interest on deposits, but we give interest on the 7 bonds. So these two they've changed from. That's very
this is the number of the issue, Comrade Chairman. But I'll ask Comrade Raiza Honorable Raiza. I know you've got a supplement.
I think for progress sake, we just need to, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just to have a clarity, then we can proceed maybe possibly. Whether the lending that was done, was it from the deposits or from the investment? Because I think these two are different. So that's what we need, just the clarity, so that maybe we can, we can make the issue very clear.
I thought I was very clear from the beginning that we learn from investments. And in fact, I spent more time because I was trying to distinguish between a deposit and investment. So, under question in simple terms, thank you. We are learning from investments, not deposits.
Thank you very much. I think because that's where the confusion was coming up from. That's why I asked that question, so that at least it will be clear. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
But Chair, when in the government explained to us, when is the due date for the sale of the 3.2 billion investment?
It ranges. Others go to 3, others 5 years, others 2 years, 3 years. So it depends on the appetite of the institution.
In terms of mismatching, where, for instance, the investment is due and you are the extra government, the government cannot probably pay you in time. What is the problem?
For now, it is not happened, but if it happens, we will advise the committee.
Are you saying under oath, as a man of God, that the Central Bank of Zimbabwe has not taken people's deposits, deposited through commercial banks, and used that money to lend to the government of Zimbabwe? Are you saying it has not done that?
Mr. Chairman, right now,
you are under oath, comment.
Let me advise you about the composition of the Zimbabwean deposits. Out of $10 billion of deposits in this country, $4 billion.
That's very humanitarian question.
Mr. Chairman,
I'll ask you a simple question. Are you saying under oath that the Central Bank of the Republic of Zimbabwe has not charged a depositor's money to lend to the government? Yes or no?
This was very material. The answer is no, but I'm giving supplemental information, which I think is very critical for the MPs to understand. And for yourself as chairman, also appreciate that the answer is no, number one. Number two, what we are saying is, out of $10 billion in this country, $4 billion are loans and deposits. So it means now the net there is $6 billion. The $6 billion money to the banks, where is that the money? They bought treasury bills, about $2 billion or so. So you'll be left what? With $4 billion. The other 3, they bought this 7 bonds, or they invested 7 bonds. So the money that belongs to the banks, about 1.6, 1.8 billion in the Reserve Bank as RTGS balances. So we cannot therefore lend to government more than what the banks have got in the Reserve Bank. This is what I was coming to.
Honorable.
There is a need to give one another time or space to explain whatever he or she wanted to explain. Because in most cases, between the governor and the chairman, even the governor, he end up to answer a question somebody has not yet completed to explain his question. The chairman is also filing question to him. So that some of us who are left behind, give them chance to explain so that we understand what is going on.
Thank you, Honorable. So can you help us with a full paper with the full details and particularity of